alongside of row 2 will be Harry Thompson, who already has one win this afternoon to his name. And he starts alongside the driver bidding to become the first man ever in this class to defend his title, Taylor Barnard for Ollie Walker Racing in kart number 5. Now, in the previous junior classes, we've spoken to the drivers themselves. What we will do when the mechanics come back off, we will leave the cadets. Well, I don't know, should we... we'll try our luck. Might not get much joy, but we'll try our luck. Harry Thompson. Harry, is it a case of one down, one to go?
Yeah, I just managed to have a bit of luck this year. I just managed to win it.
Well, only Ben Barnacoat's ever won 2. You've got 15 minutes to try and join him. Do you think that you can do it?
Well, it hasn't really happened yet, but I'll try my hardest.
Well done, Harry Thompson. Okay. And we'll move over. Actually, we'll move down to Wesley Mason because I want to try and chat with Wes, who fought back so well in Cadet Honda. How's your aggression levels now, young man?
I'm calm. I hurt my hand a bit in the last race, but I'm ready to race in this one, and I think I'm going to do well.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and hopefully I can get a good result.
Well, you've got a good wagon underneath you, Wesley Mason, who went from 28th to 10th in the Cadet Honda final. And we've got 4 minutes to go. The mechanics come back on just to be there in case there's a problem getting the kart started. Mason will start on row 3 alongside Alex Simmons. Joseph Taylor in the number 6 Fusion kart, and his teammate Zach O'Sullivan on row number 4. We will vacate the grid and leave the 36 drivers alone with their thoughts. And again, I've got to say that I was hesitant to go and speak to any of the cadets on the grid because, again, they are just cadets and they've got a big race in front of them. But to their incredible professionalism, they all tolerate me. There's not a lot of other sports that you can do that in. Just stick a microphone underneath the driver's helmet before they go out to race. But again, that is a testament not only to the drivers and what have you, but to the level that this sport has got to. Now, whilst we look at the grid, we have an announcement to make in the paddock. Could William Petit please come to the clerk's office? The significant other, the parent or guardian, is waiting, but William Petit, you need to come to the race control clerk's office, please. Thank you. And so as we wait the final few minutes, Bray Keneally, the driver who is doing well in the British Championship this year. He's 7th in the standings. Harry Thompson leads the British Championship, by the way. It's Keneally and his AIM Motorsport teammate Josh Rattican on the front row. Harry Thompson, well, 1 down and 1 potentially to go, but there are 35 other drivers who will have their say as well. But he's put himself in a position. That's the best he could do. Taylor Barnard has also put himself in a position to make his own little slice of Kart Masters history. He starts 4th in kart number 5. Wesley Mason. What a cracking young man he is, just by shrugging off disappointment, keeping his chin up. He's just going to go out and have fun and race his kart again. We'll leave his team and his parents to worry about all the other stuff. He's there to have fun, and he will. Alex Simmons on the outside of row 3 in kart 34. Joseph Taylor and Zach O'Sullivan on row 4. Then it's Max Dods and Alex Dunn on row 5. Tyler Reid will start the 72 kart alongside Arvin Lindblad in the 95 on row 6. Alicia Barrett and Johnny Wilkinson will go from row 7. Leading privateer Archie Mace on row 8 with Koskan Irfan, Rashan Chigarimbo and William Ellswood on row number 9. Row 10, Oliver Denny and Tom Edgar. Row 11, Oliver Gray and Freddie Spindlow. Row 12, Van Napton and Alfie Hodges. Row 13, Reggie Dewey and Matthew Rees. Row 14, Josh Rowledge and Joe Willoughby. Row 15, Joseph Beecroft and Jamie Day. Row 16, Harley Keeble and Josh McLean. Row 17, Dylan Bondi and Joe Sheppy. And row 18, Ben Kasperzak and hopefully a very brave number 57, Aidan Neat, who has had a couple of bumps this weekend and has obviously been medically cleared to race by the medical staff here. They wouldn't let him on track if they weren't satisfied, but he is in the wars, is Aidan Neat. But say his dad being a racing driver himself who has come through adversity during his career as a driver, he's been well placed to get Aidan in the right frame of mind for this race. Okay. This could be extremely good. It could be extremely tetchy. All down to the drivers. When you have so many drivers that are so closely matched and they all desperately want to do well, the engines are quiet as Keneally and Rattican slowly bring the 36 kart field around the Mike Wilson complex. The 2 AIM karts, then the Fusion kart of Thompson, the Ollie Walker kart of Barnard, the Fusion kart of Mason, and the AIM kart of Simmons on the front 3 rows. They're into the tram lines, and no, not a clean start. I would say that the pace was maybe just a little bit too warm, shall we say. And the problem that the start line officials face is that they don't want the speed to be too great. 36 karts going through the first chicane, especially with the redesigned curbs that just don't allow drivers to even look at them funny, let alone drive over them. And the fact that the exit of that flat out chicane, there's a bridge. It's all down to the drivers having respect for one another. The faster they're going into that, oh my word, there's been a crash on the rolling lap, and that is, I think that's Alfie Hodges bouncing through the air. He's gone up. Well, there's been a collision between Harley Keeble in the 13, Josh Rowledge in the 32, and the 78 of Hodges, as they came on the second hairpin, and even though they were on a rolling lap, there was a slow speed crash rather, but Hodges popped up into the air, back down into the barriers. I wonder if one of them was trying to warm their tyres, which of course they're always told not to do, but they weave around because they see it on telly. Well, I think Hodges is going to catch up to his position. The field come on to the start line for the second time. Lights are out, we're off and racing. Keneally has the lead. Thompson slots through into second. Rattican's on the outside. 36 karts safely go under the bridge. Now they get around the banking cleanly. And there's karts 4-5 wide. There's karts slowing down. I think there's a bit of bumping and bashing, but generally we're all okay. The yellow flag stays down, so we're all still running. Now the next flashpoint, hairpin number 1. Hopefully we're going to see no loading. There's a bit going on, but nobody gets spat out into the barriers like we saw at the start of the pre-final. And I've looked up Taylor Barnard in kart number 5 is all the way down in about 30th position. What has happened to Barnard, I don't know. It must have happened out on the banking or possibly coming out of turn 4, where I did see one kart getting onto the grass. Up at the front, the pole sitter, Bray Keneally. While he's held on, no he hasn't, Harry Thompson has opened up a huge lead. Thompson has taken the lead and has capitalised on evidently a battle between Keneally and the rest to lead by 0.8 of a second at the end of lap number 1, and we have a kart off the track coming out of the final corner, and I'll have a look, and that is Josh Rowledge, I believe. We'll double check that next time around, but I think that is the number 32 zip kart of Josh Rowledge, and we are under, for the second time today, we are under the Battenberg flag, the black and yellow quartered flag, and for the second time today, Harry Thompson becomes the unofficial pace car. Well, one driver that'd be quite grateful for this is Taylor Barnard, because at the end of lap number 1, Barnard was 30th. It's Thompson, who did have a nice, nearly a full second advantage. That's gone. Keneally, Taylor, Dods, Simmons, Mason, Bratkin down to 7th. Then it's O'Sullivan, Lindblad, Wilkinson up to 10th. Alicia Barrett. Could she become only the second girl to ever win a Kart Masters title after Gabby Weir in Cadet WTP? We're not going to take the restart this time around, whilst the officials just help Josh out of his kart. I think that, he was just a little bit winded. Obviously, coming out of that final corner, there was an incident, and Josh went maybe into the barriers on the other side of the dummy grid. And so behind Alicia Barrett in 11th place, Koskan Irfan is 12th. Leading privateer in the race, Rashan Chigarimbo in kart number 92. Matthew Rees is 14th, then Oliver Gray, Tyler Reed and Alex Dunn. Reggie Dewey, Archie Mason, Tom Edgar round out the top 20. Keeble, Spindlow, Ellswood, McLean and Beecroft the top 25. Then Bondi, Barnard is actually 27th. Oliver Denny 28th. Willoughby 29th. Ben Kasperzak 30th. Aidan Neat and Jamie Day are next. And behind Jamie Day is Van Napton, then Joe Sheppy and the number 78 kart, who we saw crash earlier on, but is back up and running, the Cato Motorsport, number 78 of Alfie Hodges. Prize fund in this class, let me remind you, £2,000 for the winner, £500 for second, plus an extra £750 from Tillotson, and then third gets £250 plus £450 from Tillotson. Money being handed out down to 10th place, courtesy of Tillotson in this class. And the time, of course, is still ticking. 10.5 minutes to go. Green flag waves. And Bray Keneally signalling to Max Dodds, push me. Thompson got a good jump. And now for the second time of asking, are they going to get through the first corner cleanly? Yes, out onto the banking. Thompson was quick on the initial getaway, but has now been swamped because it's Keneally who leads from Dodds, and then the number 34 of Simmons. Thompson defending from Wesley Mason, and Mason, no, that's Taylor, sorry. Joseph Taylor in the number 6 kart. Oh, they're 3 wide coming up to that second hairpin, and I have noticed that it was Taylor Barnard trying to make something happen with 2 wheels on the grass. Of course, in one respect, he was glad that there was a Battenberg flag to keep him in touch with the pack, but of course the time they lost maybe negated that advantage, and the 3 leaders trying to pull away, and there's a lot of side-by-side battling going on behind. This is giving Keneally, Dodds and Simmons a really big advantage. Joseph Taylor in 4th. 5th, Harry Thompson. 6th, Zach O'Sullivan. Then Josh Rattican in 7th. Arvid Lindblad runs in 8th, followed by the Welsh champion Johnny Wilkinson and Tyler Reid in the next gen number 72. Behind Reid, leading privateer Rashan Chigarimbo in 11th now. That number 92 Kart. It's looks from a distance, it looks a bit like AIM Motorsport, but without obviously the name and the pattern. And he has got Oliver Gray behind him. Then it's Matthew Rees, Alicia Barrett 14th. Koskan Irfan in 15th. Wesley Mason has had another issue. He's dropped to 16th. Not been his day. And Taylor Barnard 24th. Time remaining 8 minutes. The 3 leaders ahead by, they crossed the line, 1.6 seconds. Fastest lap of the race, however, has gone to the driver trying to chase them down. Joseph Taylor in kart number 6. Taylor does a 67.7, and his cause will be helped by the fact that Alex Simmons has passed Max Dods out at turn number 2 for 2nd place. And the 3 Fusion Motorsport karts behind the top 3 choose this moment to slot into formation, with Thompson leading Taylor and then O'Sullivan. They will now try to march towards the front. Rattican and Wilkinson are next. Johnny Wilkinson, it's taken the Welsh champion all weekend to get up to the front. He's been extremely strong at the National Championship this year. The C plate holder currently 2nd in the British Championship, but he has not featured at the sharp end yet. However, when it matters most, the C plate holder is in 8th place and in touch with the leaders. The top 3 go under the bridge, still led by Keneally. Simmons, his teammate, stays in line. Max Dodds, 3rd. Dodds, the driver with sandy white hair, who's recently featured along with Oliver Denny in a Channel 4 documentary that will be filmed soon called Whiz Kids, which was filmed here during the IAME European Open. But the 3 of them are now being reeled in because Harry Thompson is just 1.2 seconds back. And there's plenty of time to go. Taylor and O'Sullivan are coming with him. 7th is now Wilkinson, working with Josh Rattican to get up to the leaders. Lindblad still 9th. Chigarimbo, privateer driver. We've been talking about all the huge teams, the Fusions and the AIMs and the Cato Motorsports and what have you, the next gens, the Mark Baineses, all weekend, and suddenly little privateer number 92 Rashan Chigarimbo pops into the top 10 ahead of Alicia Barrett, Oliver Gray, Koskan Irfan, Wesley Mason and Matthew Rees. Reggie Dewey in the 2nd best placed privateer kart is 16th. Then it's Reid, Edgar, Tom Edgar that is, Taylor Barnard now 19th. And, well, it's not going to be a first repeat winner. We will have our 21st different cadet MSA cadet Kart Masters champion. We're not quite sure if it's going to be a first time GP plate winner or, after Harry Thompson's earlier success in Honda, whether it will be 2 in 1 day for the driver of the O plate, but it will not be a 2nd consecutive class title for Taylor Barnard, who is still fighting, and he's up to 19th, but I think that is even beyond Taylor. Even if they started fighting now with 4.5 minutes to go, which they're not going to just yet. Simmons and will work with Keneally for as long as possible. And Bray Keneally, whose older brother Finn Keneally was crowned European Junior karting champion. Was it last weekend or the weekend before? Something like that. And suddenly, Thompson appears large in the rear peripheral vision of Max Dods. They come into hairpin number 2. The top 3 have been caught. It's now a top 5 battle. And just as Thompson and Taylor caught them, they dropped their teammate Zach O'Sullivan, who is now all on his own in 6th position. And he's going to be looking behind nervously to see Johnny Wilkinson and Josh Rattican closing in. And then another gap back to Chigarimbo, Lindblad, Irfan, Reese, Gray, Mason and Dewey. Bray Keneally leads the field on to lap number 10. 67.03. New fastest lap for the O-Plate, Harry Thompson. And out on the banking, it starts to break loose. Karts are going in different directions. Somebody made a move. Somebody else tried to defend. Keneally comes out still in the lead. It was Simmons who tried a move and it didn't work, and it's cost him. It's cost him. He was running in 2nd, and there's a problem for the 34. And, well, Alex is trying something wrong with the rear bumper. Now, with your rear wheel turning around like that, I wouldn't put my hand near it. And he can obviously sense the rear bumper has caved in on the rear tyre, and Simmons not getting full speed out of the kart because the rear wheel won't turn as much as it wants to because it's got a bumper wedged into it. And, well, Alex Simmons was trying to take it off with his glove whilst driving, which very brave, but wouldn't have been so good if his hand got caught. But he's not thinking about that as a driver. All he's thinking about is get it fixed so he can get back out there and race. Simmons down in 8th place now. The leaders go across the bridge. 2 karts, Keneally and Dods. Max Dods, well, he's only equal 8th in the British Championship. He's not playing second fiddle, but obviously the Fusion team have got the more experienced drivers, Thompson and Taylor and Mason, in their camp, and everyone gets equal kit, obviously, but Dodds is less experienced, younger, and he is now leading the Fusion charge against Bray Keneally. But Keneally seems to spend an awful lot of time being the, remember, round of the British Championship at Landau where it was Keneally leading and 6 Fusion drivers behind him, and every single lap we waited for the Fusion team to pounce and they never did, and Keneally won. So he's not fazed by the fact that the nearest IAME Motorsport teammate he's got is Josh Rattican down in 7th, who has now been passed by Johnny Wilkinson, who's up to 6th. Simmons still going in 8th place. Irfan is 9th. Chigarimbo 10th. Change for the lead. Max Dods takes top spot for the first time in this race. Going into the first hairpin. Can Keneally fight back? Not straight away. Thompson pushing on. You can see Thompson hunched forward in his seat. He is in 3rd, but he's 7/10 of a second back. Dodds was able to pull that manoeuvre off without slowing him and Bray down too much. Further back, it's still number 6, Taylor in 4th. Then O'Sullivan, Wilkinson, Rattican, Simmons, Irfan and Chigarimbo. Matthew Reese up to 11th. Barnard, Taylor Barnard up into P12. He was 33rd when the Battenberg flags came out. Mason is 13th, then Gray, Edgar, Reed, Lindblad, Barrett, Dewey and Freddie Spindlow in kart 60 rounds out the top 10. And still Harry Thompson can't quite get on terms with the top 2 as they come around the first hairpin. Bray Keneally, although the temptation is to just get back in the lead because we've been leading for so long, we want to stay in the lead. He is resisting because he knows that if he pushes Dodds for as long as possible, his chances of a good finish improve because there won't be as many people directly behind him. Yellow flag down at the second hairpin. Thompson now closes in and the clock strikes 0. Last lap board goes out. Keneally hugging the inside line. Now it's time to sharpen your elbows because Dods goes to the inside. Thompson swings wide. Harry Thompson is in a position where he could make something happen. He takes the lead going into turn 3. Harry Thompson has the lead. For how much longer? Because Dods and Keneally are right there. Thompson takes it in very deep into the first hairpin. He runs a bit wide. Keneally sweeps out, takes the lead. And Thompson was lucky not to run off track, but now Harry Thompson will get a great run at the short shoot. He gets alongside Dods for second. No, Max Dodge is going to squeeze him. Taylor and O'Sullivan are closing in 4th and 5th. Are we going to see a new winner? Is Harry Thompson going to do the double? We're going to find out in 3 corners. But Thompson gets up the inside. Thompson to the inside of Keneally. But Thompson runs wide and that opens the door. I think that's Joseph Taylor. Is it Taylor or Dodds? I can't tell as they cross the line. It's not. It's O'Sullivan. Zach O'Sullivan wins Cadet IAME. The checkered flag goes out. Harry Thompson, he misses out on a double GP plate by 1600ths of a second. And what happened down at the Mike Wilson complex is that Thompson got a run coming out of Bobby Game corner on Bray Keneally and then stuffed it up the inside. Curb involved, bit of airtime involved. Going into the first part of the Mike Wilson complex, they both ran wide because Thompson was going too fast and the Red Sea, it parted, and O'Sullivan, who started that last lap, 5th, but had passed Dodds already and Taylor to run 3rd going into that corner, came out, led the last 100 metres. But that's the most important 100 metres. Zach O'Sullivan in Kart 51 for Fusion Motorsport becomes the 21st different Kart Masters champion in the MSA Cadet class. Thompson, it's not a bad afternoon's work, 2nd place. Keneally 3rd, Dodds 4th, Taylor 5th, Ratican 6th, Koskan Irfan rather